tell me, girl, why you telling me goodbye? You stormed through that front door, got up all in my face, said you're packing up your bags, moving back to mama's place. Tell me why wanna do me this way? Tell me why wanna do me this way? Why don't you put down a CD and just chill for a minute? Wipe that smile off your face, baby. Just tell me what's up with it. Was it something I might have said, or something I didn't do? Yeah, I can take it, baby. Just tell me what's wrong with you. Tell me why wanna do me this way? Tell me why wanna do me this way? Tell me why wanna do me this way? Now you keep saying nothing's wrong, it's just not working out. But I got a bad feeling you've been stepping out. You say it's not like that, keep telling me you're just friends. But not long ago, that was us, baby. Look at where we've been. Tell me why wanna do me this way? Tell me why wanna do me this way? Tell me why long? How long? Been gone. Sitting around the house all alone. Somebody tell me what I'm gonna do. Somebody tell me what I'm gonna do. Sit around all day, nothing else to
How you
do.
doing? This is Mark Marlowe. It's Welcome to Free America. It was Tuesday. On this Wednesday.
Somebody tell me what I'm gonna do. Somebody tell me what I'm gonna do. Sit around the house, nothing else to do. Come on. I lost my job, lost my car too. My old lady, my kids, they left me too. Even my old dog, he ran out too. Lost snow, don't know what the world will do.
I'm Dana Steele, and this is AardvarkBluesFM.com, Internet radio's number one for the blues.
Espresso's one with double shots.
That's not the coffee talking.
Start your
I'm a lonely man, wrapped up all in this old world of
Let's show
mine.
him what a breakfast with whole grain fiber can do.
One coffee with brew, one large mocha latte. Mini macchiato, light hot chocolate on the wheel, two espresso, me one double.
She's full and focused.
two cappuccinos, one coffee with
I'm wrapped up all in this old world of
one
mine.
with double shots.
That's not the coffee talking.
Start your day with Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal.
Now I gotta find me somebody.
Delicious days of the nutrition you want.
Won't have to sing these blues and cry. I feel bad. I feel so bad. What did I wanna do? I said I need some loving, darling. She said, ooh, what the hell with you? Now I'm lonely. I'm wrapped up all in this old world of mine. Oh, Lord. Now if I don't find nobody, I'll stay lonely until I die.
Let's show 'em what a breakfast with whole grain fiber can do.
My ship came in and she sunk it. I was a toast to the town and she drunk it. I had a run of good luck and she ran it right into the ground. And now she's putting on a show and I get to play the clown. I had the wind in my sails and she took it. I had that whirl out of tail and she shook it. I reached out for a lifeline and she threw me a noose. I got the short end of the chicken and she got the golden goose. She's a living it up and I'm trying to live it down. Just when I got it all together, it's all about to come unwind. Everybody laughing behind my back, man, it sure is a sad old sound. She's out there living it up, and I'm trying to live it down. Oh man, I have a hard time. I would talk to a dog when that woman talking to me. Shit, and money, I ain't got no more money. She done spent all my money. I don't know, man, this bad business. Bad business. I had my ducks in a row and she shot 'em. I had my eggs in a basket, she dropped 'em. I threw her out of the house, but she was back like a boomerang. Sometimes you get the honey, sometimes all you get is a sting. She's living it up, and I'm trying to live it down. Just when I got it all together, it's all about to come unwound. Everybody laughing behind my back, man, it sure is a sad old sound. She's out there living it up, and I'm trying to live it down. She's a living it up, and I may never live it down.
Tax is too high, our rent's not low. Trying to get out, no place to go. I'm crying, Lord, 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 I can't live like this no more. Midlife crisis, blame. I'm crying, Lord, 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 Lord. I can't live like this no more. I ain't got no health insurance, no retirement plan. Now I'm running to catch up, just as fast as I can. In the past I thought my future was oh so far away. Now the future's in my face. What a price to pay. Work so much to save a dime. Like to catch my breath, haven't got the time. I'm crying, Lord, 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 loud, loud. I ain't got no more.
Rock.
kiss your lips. I wanna hold your hips. I wanna rock you, baby, till the light of day. I know what's best. I'll take your blues away. best I'll take your blues away. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna love you, baby. That's what I'll do for you. Treat me right, gonna take you home, make love tonight, make love, baby, till the night of day. I know what's best, I'll take your blues away. I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna love you, baby, that's what I'll do for you. I'm gonna love you, baby, that's what I'll do for you.
I'm Dana Steele. More of the best in blues continues now.
Well, the road never ends, just goes on and on. Well, the road never ends, just goes on and on. By the time I get home, no, I'm already gone. No rest for the wicked, lumps in my bed. No turning back, I can sleep when I'm dead. Cause the road never ends, it just goes on and on. And by the time I get home, you know I'm already gone. I'll be one night stand, about to do me in. I get down on my knees, if I thought she was a sin. Well, the road never ends, just goes on and on. By the time I get home, you know I'm already gone. Well, now the road it make me crazy. Out here working like a fool with all the whiskey, wine, and women. Feel like I'm losing my cool. 'Cause the road never ends. It just goes on and on. By the time I get home, I'm already gone. Lord, it's too late now. What else would I do? When I'm home, I miss the road, and on the road, I'm missing you. 'Cause the road never ends, just goes on and on. Oh, by the time I get home, you know I'm already gone. Well, the road never ends. Yes, the road never ends. Oh, now the road never ends. The road never ends. I said the road never ends. I said the road never ends. Oh, the road never ends. Just goes on and on. Man, I gotta get some sleep. Well, the road never ends. Just goes on and on.
Well, back door lock, front door too. Tell me now, baby, what I'm gonna do. Add the key to your lock and the key to your drawer. Now my key don't fit no more. Drop down, little mama, holler and stone. 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 Holler and stone. Holler and stone. Holler and stone. Let it be known that I get cold every night when I go to bed alone. Need a warm little mama gonna heat up my life. No, she don't wanna be my wife. Drop down, little mama, holler and stomp. 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 Holler and stomp. Holler and stomp. Holler and stomp. Little woman, little and low. She used to love me, but she don't no more. Had a beer in a bottle and a bug up her ass. Said my top was much too fresh. Drop down, little mama, holler and stomp. Drop down, mama, holler and stomp. Drop down, little mama, holler and stomp. Drop down, little mama, holler and stomp. Holler and stomp. Holler and stomp. Holler and stomp. Door lock, front door too. Tell me now, baby, what I'm gonna do. Had the key to your lock and the key to your drawer. Now my key don't fit no more. Drop down, little mama, holler and stomp. 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 Holler and stomp. Holler and stomp. Holler and stomp. Yes, down. Well, down. Well, down. Well, down. cool of the evening, sun's gone down. Hold you in my arms, push you around. I wanna break your bottle, spill out all your charms. Come on, baby, we'll set off the burglar alarm. You better go down, well, downtown. All the friends, hey. Speed out the charms, yeah.
Tell me, baby, what's your name? The
It turns out that the history of big tobacco companies and marijuana is more intertwined than was previously known, according to a new study in the Milbank Quarterly. Based on previously secret tobacco industry documents, the study reveals that, since at least the 1970s, tobacco companies have been interested in marijuana as both a rival and potential product. As a result of litigation against the tobacco industry, more than 80 million pages of internal company documents became available at the University of California, San Francisco's Legacy Tobacco Documents Library, www.legacy.library.ucsf.edu. This study, led by Stanton A. Glantz, Ph.D., Professor of Medicine and Director of the Center for Tobacco Control Research and Education at the University of California, San Francisco, is the first to systematically review these documents specifically about marijuana. The authors write that, despite fervent denials, 3 multinational tobacco companies, Philip Morris, British American Tobacco, and R.J. Reynolds, have all considered manufacturing cigarettes containing cannabis. People have suspected for a long time that Big Tobacco was interested in marijuana, says Glantz. The documents we review show that they have been considering legalized marijuana as both a competitor and an opportunity. One of the goals of the study, say the authors, is to make policymakers and public health advocates aware that tobacco companies are prepared to enter the marijuana market with the intention of increasing its widespread use. As states like Colorado and Washington legalize the recreational use of marijuana, and many others are considering it, the authors make a compelling case for policymakers to adopt regulatory frameworks similar to existing tobacco laws in order to prevent youth initiation and tame market domination by companies seeking to maximize profits with the sales of another addictive substance. What the documents reveal. Despite public statements denying involvement in marijuana research, tobacco companies closely monitor the marijuana debate over the last 40 years. Since the 1970s, several companies have been researching product development and forecasting the legalization of marijuana, which they considered both a threat to current products and an opportunity to develop new products that contained marijuana. Since some of the files were privileged and confidential, it is still not known whether the tobacco industry was a proponent of marijuana legislation. Here are some highlights from the study. As early as 1969, documents show that Philip Morris was interested in researching marijuana. A 65-page literature survey on marijuana was conducted, listing chemical, biological, and pharmacological information about marijuana, because legalization of marijuana had possible implications for smokers, write the authors. Philip Morris was also interested in analyzing smoke from cannabis sativa in a similar way that they analyzed tobacco smoke, including toxicity, inhalation and carcinogenesis studies. They contacted the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, and offered to do the analysis. As a help to the DOJ, but an unsigned memo to top management at Philip Morris made it look as though the DOJ was asking PM to do the work and not the other way around. British American Tobacco had a strictly confidential pot project. Researchers there believed that nicotine and marijuana were not direct competitors because of the way each acted on the brain, but that if marijuana became legalized, a blended product could be developed. There was special interest in menthol cigarettes, particularly in Brown and Williamson's Cool brand. Focus groups revealed that mentholated cigarettes were often smoked after marijuana since they relieved the dryness of marijuana and could sustain the high. From the 1970s to late 1990s, tobacco companies strategically marketed menthol cigarettes to the youth and African American markets. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid and Republican leader Mitch McConnell jousted over campaign finance reform during a rare joint appearance Tuesday at the Senate Judiciary Committee. Reid called for the adoption of a constitutional amendment to empower Congress to regulate campaign fundraising without impediment from the courts, a solution McConnell described as shockingly bad. Reid, DNev, warned that political spending by outside groups posed the greatest threat to democracy he has ever seen, while McConnell, RK, said the Democratic amendment would never succeed. The Senate leaders showed little affection for each other as they sat side by side at the witness table. Reid left the hearing room before McConnell began his testimony, and McConnell said emphatically that, eliciting chuckles from audience members who interpreted it as a sign that the GOP leader would not miss his counterpart's presence. The panel appearance reflected arguments the two have made on the Senate floor, where the Democratic leader routinely targets Charles and David Koch, two conservative billionaire activists who have bankrolled spending by political groups. I am here because the flood of dark money into our nation's political system poses the greatest threat to our democracy that I have witnessed during my tenure in public service, Reid said Tuesday. McConnell, who testified immediately after Reid, panned the push to amend the Constitution as a transparent effort to rally the Democrats' liberal base. Now, everyone on this committee knows this proposal is never going to pass Congress. This is a political exercise, and that's all it is, he said. The political nature of this exercise should not obscure how shockingly bad this proposal is. With Election Day fewer than 5 months away and outside conservative groups poised to spend tens of millions of dollars to elect Republicans, Democrats have zeroed in on reforming campaign finance laws. Reid blamed the rash of spending by third-party groups on the Supreme Court's 2010 ruling in Citizens United v. Federal Election Commission. The decisions by the Supreme Court have left the American people with a status quo in which one side's billionaires are pitted against the other side's billionaires, he said. He called for the adoption of the amendment, sponsored by Sens. Tom Udall, DNM, and Michael Bennet, DColo. We sit here today faced with a simple choice. We can keep the status quo and argue all day, all night, weekends, forever about whose billionaires are right, or we can work together to change the system, to get this shady money out of our democracy and restore the basic principle of one American, one vote, Reid said. Reid's testimony is part of a broader offensive against the Koch brothers, who plan to spend more than $100 million against Democratic candidates in the midterm election. Reid noted that in the 2012 presidential campaign, outside groups spent more than $1 billion, estimating that equaled the sum spent by outside groups in the previous 12 elections combined. He described his re-election race in 2010, in the wake of Citizens United, as not a lot of fun and a return to the sewer of dirty politics because of the influence of outside groups. Reid argued that Republicans, including McConnell, previously supported limits on spending by outside groups and should do so again. He needled McConnell, whom he made sure to call his friend, by noting he supported a constitutional amendment in 1988 empowering Congress to regulate independent expenditures. Senator McConnell had the right idea then. I am optimistic that we can find a way to rekindle those noble principles in him now, he said. McConnell slammed Democrats on Tuesday for trying to amend the Constitution to protect Senate incumbents from political attack ads. The First Amendment is about empowering the people, not the government. The proposed amendment has it exactly backwards. It says that Congress and the states can pass whatever law they want, abridging political speech, the speech that is at the very core of the First Amendment, McConnell said. He emphasized that former Sens. Ted Kennedy, D-Mass. and Russ Feingold, D-Wis. Leading Senate liberals of the past, opposed efforts to amend the Constitution to rein in fundraising activities. Our colleagues who voted against those proposals were right then, and I respectfully submit that they would be wrong now to support the latest proposal to weaken the First Amendment, he said.
Shamrock every day at 4. You're scratching all those tickets and you buy some more. Every time you win, you turn them in for new. You're keeping your old tickets just to prove that you do. So won't you tell me about the lottery? How you just play now and then? No, don't you tell me about the lottery? How you say you're gonna win? 'Cause there's a million other suckers saying the same thing to their friends. You got a glove compartment full of those tickets in your truck. $1 million chance that only cost you $1. Now if you had $1 for every ticket you got in there, you wouldn't need a lottery 'cause you'd be a millionaire. So don't you tell me about the lottery, how you just play now and then. Tell me about the lottery, how you say you're gonna win. 'Cause there's a million other suckers saying the same thing to their friends. Well, I can see you on the TV show just standing there. We all can watch you win and toss your hat in the air. You grab your $1 million and then you turn it in for $1 million brand new tickets you could scratch and win. So won't you tell me about the lottery, how you just play now and then? No, don't you tell me about the lottery, how you say you're gonna win. 'Cause there's a million other suckers saying the same thing to their friends. You could scratch and win. So don't you tell me about the lottery, how you just play now and then. No, don't you tell me about the lottery, how you say you're gonna win. 'Cause there's a million other suckers saying the same thing to their friends. Yeah, you know you're just another sucker saying the same thing to your friends.
The proposed Energy East pipeline won't be the boon to Eastern Canadian refineries that supporters claim because the vast majority of the oil in it would be bound for export markets, environmental groups argued in a report released Tuesday. The $12 billion project would likely use the lion's share of its 1.1 million barrel per day capacity to send unrefined oil sands crude to markets like India, Europe and possibly the United States, says the report, penned by the Council of Canadians, Ecology Action Centre, Environmental Defence and Equiterra. The pipeline would run 4,600 kilometers from Alberta to St. John, NB, using repurposed pipe already in the ground for roughly two-thirds of the way. The company planning to build it, TransCanada Corporation, TSX:TRP, aims to file a formal regulatory application this summer and has been engaging with communities along the route in an effort to build support. Backers in industry and government have said Energy East will help ailing refineries in the East, reliant on high-cost crude from abroad, by connecting them with a stable, low-cost supply from Western Canada. The proposal also includes export terminals in Quebec and St. John, NB, from which some of the oil can be sent overseas by tanker, getting producers a better price. The report Tuesday said the three refineries along the Energy East route, Suncor Energies, TSX:SU in Montreal, Valero's near Quebec City and Irving's in St. John, NB, have a combined capacity of 672,000 barrels per day. Of that, the groups figure 550,000 barrels per day can come from elsewhere, offshore crude in Atlantic Canada, booming U.S. shale resources and, eventually, via Enbridge Incorporated's TSX:ENB recently approved reversed Line 9 pipeline between southwestern Ontario and Montreal. That leaves just 122,000 barrels per day of refining capacity that can be served by Energy East, the report said. It's very frustrating to watch a company trying to convince Canadians that they should accept these massive risks based on some perceived benefit that they may receive. When you dig into it, you find that it's an empty promise, said Adam Scott, with Environmental Defence. It's just not true that Eastern Canada's going to benefit in the way that TransCanada's saying they are. And when you look and see that this is a project about putting vast quantities of oil onto tankers and shipping them out of the country, people who are convinced that this is going to mean more local jobs for me are going to be very disappointed. A common lament in the pipeline debate is the loss of value-added, high-paying jobs in cases where the crude is being sent abroad, rather than kept in Canada to be processed into more valuable products. It's on those grounds that the federal NDP has expressed a preference for Energy East over Keystone XL, another TransCanada proposal to send oil sands crude to the U.S. Gulf Coast. But the report Tuesday, and a separate one by the Pembina Institute last month, would appear to cast doubt on that view. A report by the University of Calgary's School of Public Policy released Tuesday takes aim at the notion that raw oil exports somehow detract value from the Canadian economy. On the compensation front, average earnings per hour worked in oil and gas extraction top $100 per hour, compared with only $32 in the overall economy, wrote Assistant Professor Trevor Tumb. Mining and oil and gas extraction also beat other sectors on the productivity front. The bang for the buck of raw material exports for Canada's GDP, and therefore everyone's income, is large. TransCanada has said Energy East's economic benefits would be massive and has described it as a nation builder on par with the Canadian Pacific Railway. Company spokesman Sean Howard dismissed the report Tuesday as being penned by a group of professional activists. Customers have signed firm, long-term contracts to ship crude to both refineries and export terminals along Energy East's route, but TransCanada could not provide a breakdown for confidentiality reasons. About 900,000 barrels per day of the line's capacity is spoken for. Energy East contracts will support the long-term viability of Canadian refining jobs in Quebec and New Brunswick, Howard said. Energy East helps Canadian producers expand their market, which leads to jobs, enhanced energy security and significant contributions to government revenues across the country. A study TransCanada commissioned last September, conducted by Deloitte and Touche LLP, noted Quebec and New Brunswick refiners would see big cost savings if connected with lower-cost Western crude. On a 100,000 barrel per day basis, Quebec refineries would save between $92 million and $336 million per year, while in New Brunswick the annual savings would be between $51 million and $377 million, the Deloitte report said. The Deloitte report predicted the equivalent of 10,071 direct full-time equivalent jobs across the country will be needed to develop and build Energy East until 2018. Once the pipeline is up and running, Deloitte sees the creation of 1,081 direct jobs.
You look so fine to me. I said, baby, 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 you look so fine to me. I said, you're so sweet. You must be high calorie. Struck by the thunderbolt, you came into my life. It's just like walking on edge, playing with a real sharp knife. I guess I always thought that my love for you would pass, but loving you, darling, just like dancing on broken glass. Try to treat you right, can't seem to find the time. Please understand, baby, you're always on my mind. People love to talk like passing notes in class, and loving you, baby, just like dancing on broken glass.
Why won't they leave us alone?
Spend all my nights talking on the telephone.